What is happening in the e-mobility space at this point? Every day you wake up, there seems to be a new record. Whether we are talking about number of sales, range, endurance, and now even the top speed. And I think 2025 has the potential to go down into the history books as the number of records being made is absolutely phenomenal. So firstly, we saw huge success of Xiaomi YU7 in June. Once it was launched, during the first 3 minutes, 200,000 pre-orders were already placed. And by the time 1 hour went by, it was around 289,000 orders. And to put things in perspective, Tesla Model Y last year sold around 480,000 vehicles. And Xiaomi is not going to come slow. They have already proven that they can take over the market. They have already done with Xiaomi SU7 by taking a huge chunk of Porsche Taycan business. So the record I was trying to come towards now after sales was endurance. They made history by traveling 3,944 kilometers in 24 hours. That is huge for an EV. But on August 15th, XPeng P7 came forward and said, okay, we are going to break this record. And they traveled 3,961 kilometers in 24 hours. So they broke the record by 17 kilometers. And let's fasten your seatbelts because now comes into the picture Mercedes. Just yesterday, they announced that they have traveled across the world, or let's say 40,075 kilometers in just 7.5 days. And not just once, they had actually 2 cars, meaning that they traveled the circumference of Earth twice. Now the question is, how did they manage it? So they were traveling on the Nardos track in Italy, which is a huge oval. The total length of the track is around 12.68 kilometers. So it allows you to run steadily at 250 kilometers per hour, let's say. So Mercedes took AMG GT XX and they traveled at 300 kilometers per hour on average. And over the course of 7.5 days, their average speed was 221 kilometers per hour. It's absolutely crazy. And now comes the crazy part. So they weren't just breaking the record of XPeng or Xiaomi YU7 by, let's say, 5 or 10 kilometers, or maybe just hitting the sweet spot of 4,000 kilometers. They said, no, we don't do that here. So what they did is that they drove on average 5,300 kilometers each day. So that means breaking the record of Xiaomi YU7 and XPeng P7 by 34% for 6 consecutive days. And on the first day, they traveled actually around 5,479 kilometers, meaning they broke the record by 38%. And they traveled over 3,177 laps. I've already written a detailed article on Mercedes AMG GT XX, which you can find in the comments below, but I will make a lengthy video on it after doing further research what the charging sessions look like. So stay tuned because I will be uploading a dedicated video on this topic as well. But now we are going to talk about something extraordinary as well. Top speed of 472.4 kilometers per hour. In miles per hour, 293.5. Staggering numbers. It was achieved by BYD Yangwang U9 Track Edition. I think that's what they say. It is powered by the world's first quad motor. Each quad motor can deliver up to 550 kilowatts or combined horsepower of 3,000. Yes, exactly. Also, it is going to be the first ever vehicle to be built on 1,200 volt platform, and the power to weight ratio is also phenomenal. It's 1,217 horsepower per ton. What do you think about all of these new developments and all of these phenomenal records? I'm pretty excited about it because it shows that technology is being improved day by day. I forgot to mention something about range as well. I don't have the record numbers, but at least on average EV that you can get, we are talking now in the ranges of 800 kilometers WLTP. So recently Mercedes CLA EQ came along, which can travel 792 kilometers on a single charge. Then BMW comes along with iX3 Neue Klasse. It can also travel up to 800 kilometers on a single charge. And both of these cars in Europe, I'm really happy that we are finally getting cars that can charge above 300 kilowatts. Mercedes CLA EQ is going to charge at 320 kilowatts, whereas BMW iX3 Neue Klasse is going to charge at 400 kilowatts. And I also forgot to mention Mercedes AMG GT XX, it can charge at an average of 850 kilowatts with a CCS connector. That technology is not yet available, only in a very limited prototype edition from Alpitronic HYC 1000 megawatt charger, With CCS cables, the next few years are going to be phenomenal for EVs. I'm an automotive engineer with 10 years of experience working with all major OEMs, General Motors, Toyota, Honda, McLaren, Opel, as well as I've worked in the e-mobility space for the last 4 years. If you like the video and you would like to understand more about what's happening in the e-mobility as well as in the automotive world, kindly consider subscribing. Thank you so much.